What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our review of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Did we like it? We'll let you guys know after this little intro.
Yo, wait, hold up. Stop the record, yo, stop the record.
Attention, warning ahead. Spoilers for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Warning ahead for Batman v Superman. Spoilers are coming.
And we're back. We're here to talk about the Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, a movie where they brought Batman and Superman together and battled each other. Pretty much what everybody's been waiting for, I think. Even if you don't watch these movies, everybody wants to see Batman vs. Superman. Everybody wanted to see it.
Yeah, the whole world was pumped.
The whole world was pumped. They made $155 million, $166 million this weekend domestically. I guess it killed overseas. I don't know why. But we'll get into that.
Still out on that.
The jury's still out.
Barney baby over there.
This movie was badly criticized by the critics, the official critics of the world. But when the actual peons like us went and saw the movie was a lot better received than what the critics received it as. So we're here to let you guys know what we thought. I thought this would be a good group because we have two pretty big DC fans here. And we have two that are kind of on the edge. A little cuckoo in the head, as Wayne likes to point out.
Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Motley Crue.
And I think our group is going to be pretty widely ranged about how we feel about this movie. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to break this movie down. We're going to say what we thought was good about the movie, what we thought was bad about the movie, and what we thought was really ugly about this movie. And we're going to pretty much go in order, and we're going to hit on one topic each about how we felt about this movie. So I'm going to start it right off with the good. And I'm going to start with my boy DB8. You've seen him on our podcast. DB8 right here is Douglas Burns.
Okay.
You felt good about this movie?
You want the best part of this movie for me?
Best part of this movie for you.
The music for this movie was fantastic.
It
was
really
by far the best part of this movie.
It was
not that I didn't like it. I'm just saying it's the best part.
I can't remember who it was. Junkie XL
and Hans Zimmer.
They did a really good job in this movie with the just every scene that had music in it. It was
fantastic.
Fantastic. Do you remember what your favorite scene, like music wise, like? I remember what mine was.
It was actually the scene where I was leaving to go to the bathroom.
You just slay on Batman vs. Superman because of the soundtrack?
I didn't slay it. No, I said
no.
That was not the best part of our movie.
It's not necessarily what Doug only liked about this movie. It's what he thought was the best part of the movie.
Right.
There could have been multiple things that he thought was really good about this movie, but as myself, I thought the music was really good in this movie too. The scene that I remember is when they had Jesse Eisenberg doing the deal with.
That's the scene where I went to the bathroom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Every time you walk down that hall, they changed the music, and it was like creepy kind of music, and I thought it was really well. Obviously, Wayne doesn't pay attention to that kind of stuff, so.
Like I said,
so we're gonna move on.
He's got a great personality.
We're gonna move on to Liz, and Liz is gonna let you guys know what she thought was the best part of the movie.
I think the best part of the movie was Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes.
I love a good, twisted, out of their mind character, and that is definitely what Lex Luthor was. And I don't know much about the original Lex Luthor. I do not follow DC Comics. I'm way more of a Marvel girl.
Mm-hmm. Obviously.
Barney baby.
But he just played the twisted, brilliant genius role so well, and I loved it. He had all the right tics and quirks and idiosyncrasies. Loved him.
Now, from what I've read, I'm not a big DC fan either, but I will be because Suicide Squad will be coming out, and I have a feeling that's going to be a really good movie. I was told by the Fanatics, which I could point out to you, that a lot of them didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor because he didn't seem to be true to the character in the comic books.
And I bet you the same people probably said the same thing about Ben Affleck when they saw him as Batman. When I first saw Batman, I wasn't digging it.
Yeah.
And then when I saw some previews and everything, I was like, okay, because they change up the story.
Yeah.
I mean, this story of going into Justice League, Batman's the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most beat down.
Yep.
No one even knows any of the other metahumans, and Superman's only been on the show for not even 2 years.
Yep.
Batman's beat down. So I mean, I love the Marvel. Okay,
Mhm.
I didn't know the Marvel. I didn't grow up with them
Mhm.
because I'm not like 20-something years old.
Yep.
Okay, Barney baby.
Barty
people.
babies, as
Yeah.
you like to say.
I'm Justice League, and
Yep.
they were when I was younger. They all came up together,
Mhm.
but not in this universe. And for Snyder,
Zack Snyder, yep.
he's old. He's worn down.
Yeah.
He's beat
Yeah.
up. And then Superman, the Boy Scout, always has been the Boy Scout.
Mhm.
Because Batman and Superman always had conflict.
Yeah.
Any comic book you ever read, Justice League even, Batman always had kryptonite on him.
Yep.
Batman had all the dirt on all the other superheroes just in case.
Mhm.
Just in case they got out of control.
Yeah.
Now, if that list gets stolen, that's bad, by
Yeah.
the way. But
Yeah.
no, Batman always, and it's a different storyline.
Yeah.
It really is. And so, with that said, Jesse Eisenberg, I thought played a great Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I really did.
I'm going to take this over next. I'm going to say what I liked about the movie.
It wasn't my turn.
No, I'm gonna move on to you last. What I thought was really good about the movie kind of plays off what Liz said. I thought the casting was really good in this movie. They added obviously Ben Affleck as Batman. What?
That's
Oh.
not what she said, but
No.
No,
Well,
I
she
know.
was saying the
I'm just
casting.
asking
Yeah,
what she said.
she talked about the casting. I thought the casting was really good. I loved Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. Didn't like him as Batman. Just
As Batman or the Batman costume he had to wear when he fought Superman?
I just didn't like him as Batman
Really?
in
Okay.
a whole. I thought he was a really good Bruce Wayne, but I also loved Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. He was probably my favorite character in the whole movie.
No
He
one's
was.
mentioned Wonder Woman yet.
You know?
'Cause
I think Lex Luthor stole the whole movie.
He was.
I really do.
He was very cynical, and like you could tell he had like a nervous tick. He was always like not finishing his sentences and like kind of like going back on his words. He's-
batshit crazy.
Yeah, he was
the
batshit
speech
crazy.
he gave at
Yeah, the
his
speech,
house,
the
like-
speech that he gave, the way that he just like was very demented, like and
That's
just
the most insane you've ever seen any Lex
Luthor.
Luthor character played.
Yeah, it was.
You've never seen him play that psychotic.
Yeah, it was
As he
crazy.
did.
I loved it, even though he wasn't intimidating looking. He was just after you talk to him and after you see what he could do, like you're intimidated after that fact. I loved the Wonder Woman. I thought she was phenomenal, but as Doug pointed out earlier when we were talking.
And we
I
all
don't think
agreed.
she was necessary for this movie. But I do like the addition of her in this movie. It didn't take away from it for me.
Yeah.
I think they could have saved her and maybe just had her at the end and showed her a little glimpse of her.
Bottom line is DC Comics is playing catch up.
Yeah, they have to catch up.
I've
Yeah.
admitted this for years.
They have to catch
Marvel
up.
just exploded,
Yep.
and I've loved all the Marvel movies I've ever seen and whatnot.
Mhm.
Marvel has exploded. DC had the Dark Knights,
Yep.
okay, which was a standalone.
Yeah,
Then they came out with some godforsaken Green Lantern movie, which was so awful. That's what I wanted to say at the end of Deadpool. When we were walking out, I was like, I like Green Lantern better. I thought I would have gotten killed. But, and then Man of Steel, which I really liked Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, other than the CW on TV, DC's playing catch up.
Yeah,
Has been for over 10 years.
they're killing the TV. I
Right.
think they're killing the TV wise, but movie wise they are
But-
a little bit behind.
And all that matters, really.
And I
is
think that's where they kind of
Exactly.
I think that's where they kind of went wrong with this movie, where they tried to cram so much
They
into
did.
this movie.
Yeah.
They had like 3 different stories where
And
they
I
could
think
have.
they subtracted others.
They probably
There was
did.
talk
I mean,
about having Gordon to be Batgirl
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
or maybe / a Robin, but they
I
asked that.
remember months ago there was
Probably.
rumors out that there was going to be another villain in this movie, and I'm glad they didn't
No,
because
they couldn't.
That's way
Couldn't.
too
I personally I didn't think Doomsday was needed in this movie. I think they could have saved him for a Justice League movie and just had Lex Luthor as your bad guy, as your villain, and somehow tied in somehow where he went into that spaceship. He discovers like some kind of armor or something, and then they have to battle him at the end. instead of wasting Doomsday, I think they wasted Doomsday. I'm not a huge follower, but I've always thought of Doomsday as like one of the most powerful villains out there, and they made him pretty weak. I mean,
Kind of threw him away.
In my opinion, that Doomsday did what he was supposed to do, though. Like,
well, yeah. I mean,
killing
and this
Superman is what he's.
By the way, before we even start, this is you could spoil the movie.
Yeah,
So
Oh, yeah, don't
we know
watch
we know
Spoiler
Superman
alert.
dies. I mean, he
Well,
kills him.
Yeah.
Well, he kills himself.
dies.
He suicide. He's kind of a
Superman's
suicide
not
mission.
dead,
Yeah.
but-
But yeah, so just to go on mine, I like the casting. I love Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I thought their chemistry together was really good. They had those funny little scenes together where they're going back and forth. But yeah, I thought the casting was really well. What did you like the best about this movie?
What I like the best about the movie is the same thing I said at the end of Deadpool.
Mhm.
What am I looking forward to the most this summer? And it had to be Batman vs. Superman because the Justice League does not take off. If this flopped,
Yeah, which
they,
it didn't.
Hollywood will they'll just
Erase.
scratch them all. Yeah, they got erasers out there. There will be no Justice League, no Wonder Woman. No, well, Aquaman. I'm still
Well,
not
Wonder
sold.
Woman kind of has.
I'm still not sold
Yeah.
on the Aquaman standalone movie, but we'll go there. It's going to continue a story that I've known since I was a kid. Okay, I watch Justice League every Saturday morning.
Mhm.
Okay, I watch Batman, I watch Superman, I watch Wonder Woman. Okay, you guys were not born. Get over it. Okay.
Nostalgic for you, Grandpa.
I got a grandpa for you,
It's
honey.
very
We
nostalgic.
videoing.
taking you back to the
See,
60s.
I'm supposed to be nice, and
All
she's
right.
talking to me like this.
So you like the
Focus.
fact that the
Focus.
movie was like it's a beginning of
It's a
a
beginning.
saga almost.
And
Like
I've already stated that, yes, they're playing catch up to Marvel. Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I think it was a great first step forward.
Mhm.
Okay. No, actually, Man of Steel was.
Yeah.
Okay. Man of Steel was. I love Man of Steel. But Batman vs. Superman, I understand they did not need to introduce Wonder Woman,
Mhm.
but kind of they did. Because now, when you start introducing too many new characters in a movie, it's like it gets a little overloaded and
Yeah.
whatnot. And that's why Marvel, once again, has done such a great job. They had Iron Man, they had Captain America, they had Thor, they had Iron Man 2, then they had Avengers. They had more time. Once again, playing catch up. They don't have it, but I think, I'm not saying they rushed it, but with what they had to cram in to that time frame of 2 hours and 20 minutes,
Mhm.
I think they did a really, really good job at it.
Yeah.
By far.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna go into what we kind of just liked about the movie. Nothing that you really hated, nothing that you really loved about the movie. Just kind of something that was there and that you thought was a good placement in the movie. We're gonna start with Doug again on this one.
Something I liked the nightmare sequence.
Okay.
It didn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people
Yeah.
that were there, though.
Mhm.
Like, but being a comic book fan, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is cool. This is like a future that's like everything's gone wrong and everything. And then they had the Flash show up to like give them the message or whatever. And half the party we were with was like, who was that?
I would have never known if you
Yeah.
guys didn't say anything
So,
after. I mean, I don't know the DC world that well, so
I just really liked that. It felt like a very comic booky moment where
Yeah.
the rest of it was pretty serious. So
So do you, along the lines of this comic book thing, do you think that it's a good thing that they do this where they almost make it so the viewers have to have read the comic books in order to understand completely what the movie... Because they're kind of
No.
taken away from the audience,
I
I
don't think
think.
that's necessarily a thing. Cause
No,
they're
well,
planning-
I know you guys read the comics.
No, but they're planning sequels where they're going to explain more. And I think that was their main problem with this movie,
They didn't explain it well.
is that they would start questions and not give answers.
Yeah, okay. Because I was confused a lot in this movie. And a lot of the things that were going on, I didn't understand. I got past it, and I tried to enjoy the movie as much as I can. But my whole thing is, you got all these new people coming in to watch these movies, and they don't explain them that well. You have to have read the comics. That's what they always say. Oh, it's because you didn't read the comics. Well, you're taking your audience and you're narrowing it down to
Mm-hmm.
fewer people now.
Right.
That's what I like about Deadpool. A lot of people didn't know about Deadpool,
I didn't know anything about
and they
this.
did a really good origin story on
Or
it.
Ant-Man.
But a lot of people know, even if you don't follow Batman or Superman, you know the backstories of these guys, so you don't need origin stories for these guys. They did a really good one for Batman just to reintroduce him into the DC,
And it was
and it's just short.
So
it was just
didn't
short,
matter.
whatever.
It didn't matter.
They did a really good job of that, but they didn't tell you who Lex Luthor was. It was just like this guy that was there, and if you don't follow the comics, you don't really know who Lex Luthor is. You don't know who his dad is. Supposedly this is Junior, right? This is the kid. I mean, they didn't. He just pops up in playing hoops.
Why does he hate Superman? I
And
didn't
that's
get that.
that's what they don't explain nothing about it. They don't tell. Well, I guess the whole thing about it was I think he's basically how everybody else feels about Superman. Sometimes is he's just
too
destroying
powerful.
the city,
Yeah.
and and nobody knows what he's up to.
I get that, but you shouldn't assume that everyone's gonna get that.
Exactly, and that's
I
why.
didn't.
and that's why I think-
But,
I-
you know.
But you knew who Lex Luthor was.
Yeah, I do.
It-
I-
it-
he
it's
does.
not-
franchise.
I'm talking.
No.
You didn't?
I mean, I
You're
I've
not
heard of
blonde?
him.
You're not
She's heard
blonde?
the name before.
I've heard of him.
She's not blonde? You too?
I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is. I don't know
I
how.
don't know
I don't know how
what
sinister he is.
plays
Okay.
So
in
Well,
the
Lex
Superman.
Luthor is... He's Lex Luthor.
he's just a villain.
He's the biggest villain out
Yeah, see,
there.
I'd see if you don't read the comics books and you don't follow
Right.
the movies, you got all these new people
But
coming
it
in.
doesn't matter because Lex Luthor's nothing like the comic
Yeah.
book Lex Luthor.
No,
Well,
he's
yeah,
not.
but
He's not.
they should still have a backstory about
Or at
who
least
he is.
how he correlates to the other characters.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why
don't think
does
they
he not
explain
like
that well. Like,
Superman?
why does he
not-
hate Superman?
Yeah,
And
you know,
that was the
100%.
main. Well, that was one of the big questions that I had too. Is why does Lex Luthor hate Superman? What has Superman done to him? Did he do something to his dad? Did he
Right.
do something to one of his family members?
Because they
Nobody
explained
knows.
why Batman didn't like him.
Yeah,
That's fine.
And they went
They
through
did,
all
but
that.
I
But
know. I just took the history because Lex Luthor, Superman,
And
Batman, Joker.
Yeah.
Okay, they always hated each other. It's like,
I mean, furthermore,
all right, we gotta move on.
if
Move
Lex
on.
Luthor hates Superman so much, why did he want Superman to bring him Batman's head? Like, why?
There's a lot of questions.
Wouldn't you want Batman to
no,
bring
I know because
Superman's
Batman
head?
had the kryptonite. He thought Batman would win. He set Superman up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he was
no,
setting
he
Superman
set
up.
Superman
Yeah.
up.
I understood
Oh,
that. Yeah.
I
I definitely. Yeah, I
It was
understood
all
that.
I mean,
set up. It was
well,
all set up with Lois Lane in the desert
Yeah.
I
and
got
everything,
the Batman
and trying to
setup
Yeah.
with like the
Yeah.
checks and
He
everything.
had his
I
cronies.
got,
That was his
you know,
cronies
That
there.
was cronies.
Yeah.
To give bad press and whatnot, and then it was the whole Boy Scout Superman,
Mhm.
Batman. Okay, granted he's branding people, so what?
Yeah.
What's a
Yeah.
big deal? They're bad people.
Exactly.
All right. So Liz, what did you like about this movie? That you didn't love it, you didn't hate it, but something that was there that you thought was important to the movie, and it was just there. You know?
The whole movie, it was just.
It was just there. The whole- No, I mean-
I think my biggest problem with the movie is when I go to a Marvel movie, I come out and I'm like, oh my god, that was amazing. There was so much tension between like me and the movie, and
Mhm.
so much anticipation of like what's gonna happen next.
Yep.
And Batman versus Superman, I was like, all right, so he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. They talk a little bit. They fight a little bit, and now the movie's over. Like, there was no anticipation. There was no grand build-up to some sort of, like, great fight. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
There was no-
Wonder Woman.
So
yet.
basically,
That's what I
basically
like.
there was no big fight in this movie for you.
Yes,
Like
I
it wasn't
wanted
the
a
fight between
knockdown.
Batman and Superman wasn't what you
No,
wanted.
it was very lackluster.
very
You are-
lackluster.
You are marketing this
He
as
was
Batman.
going against Superman and he didn't get it dead.
All right, so
That's Superman, the most powerful person
So-
in the whole world.
So in this fight, all right, you got Batman versus Superman. They lead up to this so-called big fight.
Big
Yes.
fight. The
Dude,
whole
so
movie is
Superman
marketed.
is getting his ass handed to him.
What?
Yes.
Ass
Yes.
handed to him. Now,
Because of Lex Luthor.
there,
And the
yes.
whole fight takes maybe 5.5
Well,
minutes.
and the roles are reversed at this situation at the end of this fight because Lois Lane now saves Superman.
Yes.
This is the point of the movie which I thought turned into such a cornball kind of movie.
Worst
because
movie
This
sentence
fight
ever
ended.
uttered.
This fight
Oh.
ended so bad because of their mother's name.
I can't even deny this.
It was so bad because
I won't.
because
Yeah.
basically what
I
Batman
know.
had
He said
had
Martha,
Superman,
Martha,
and then
And then they were
to
like,
me-
"Oh my god, we're best friends now."
to me it seemed like I was
Alright,
watching
alright.
I was watching Step Brothers. It was Will Ferrell
What's
and
Step
John
Brothers?
C. Reilly high-fiving each other saying, "Did we just become best friends?" Because they just became best friends
They did.
by a
One
mother's name, Martha. That was the one connection they needed to become best friends.
You're cutting to my part that I like the least.
So I was reading
I won't say
reading an article just yesterday, and he had a perfect line in it, and it says, "Now only if Tupac and Biggie had the same mother's name, we would still have Tupac and Biggie."
I'm not that old. I do know who they are. One's
Yes.
dead, right?
Both of them are dead.
Oh, they're both dead? Okay. I didn't
But
know
we would
that.
have them both right now if they had mothers with the same name.
Yeah.
It was so corny. I absolutely hated that because it was so dark and the fight was good
I
up
like
until
the
that
fight.
point.
I like the
Up
fight.
until that point, they did this throughout the whole movie where they had these cornball kind of like it was dark and then all of a sudden it would just be like.
a cheesy
joke. And I don't
Improperly
understand why they
placed.
needed to do that because this movie could have been dark all through the whole thing, and just had Batman and Alfred showing the humor parts of the movie.
Because that's classic.
But then
Batman.
they just
you're
throw these.
moving forward with a team, the Justice League.
But they're
You
moving.
are.
I thought
am not saying my most hated part, and I can't say it now because you already talked about it. Is what you're talking about, that line. It's like,
Okay.
How's that the kumbaya moment
Yeah.
Exactly.
of the greatest battle ever? You know,
yeah no
son of Gotham against
Yeah.
Bat of Gotham,
and it
son
was a
of
horrible ending to the fight.
God, yeah.
They dropped the ball there.
Oh,
They
yeah,
dropped the
that-
ball big
absolutely,
time there.
Absolutely.
I don't even think the fight was well done because
I
to
didn't
me,
mind that.
a good fight is almost a 50-50,
Oh.
and then it culminates at like this.
But
But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
had
perfect
to,
but they-
apocalyptic
it
shit.
had to
And
be
he's an ass
lopsided because
Yeah.
that's Superman. And
Well, if it was
everyone
going to be
knew.
lopsided, it should have been lopsided in Superman's half.
But that's what everybody thought was gonna happen.
No,
Because
Batman always had the edge on him.
Should have came
No,
out of nowhere and crushed
Batman
him.
had the edge on him. He knew, like you said, he ended up with the edge on all the superheroes, okay? Because he did the time and effort to find out their weaknesses
Right, did the
just in
research.
case. I liked it because Superman is Superman. I mean, he's not dead. Sorry, not a spoiler alert. He's coming
We're
back.
gonna hit on that. We're gonna hit on that.
Okay.
We're gonna hit on that.
But Batman whooped his ass. In that one scene that we saw in all the trailers, it was no surprise.
I mean,
Where he goes up and it hits him and his arm stop.
Corny.
yeah.
Okay, corny, but that's where he was set straight. It's like Batman has these abilities.
I
He
think the
always
first time Batman realized just how powerful Superman was is when
the
he
car.
almost ran him over with a
The
car,
car.
and he just put his foot out,
Yeah.
and the thing
Right.
just crashed.
Yeah.
But he did say he had a great line when you got this guy standing in front of you,
Batman
and
is OG.
yeah, this car hits you at full speed. It just bounces off your
Yeah.
leg.
It did.
You go over there,
Crashed
rip the
into a
metal,
building.
right off the
Yep.
top of it, and Batman just looks at it and he's like, "Have you ever bled?
Do you
And then-
bleed?
Do
you
bleed?
bleed?
Do you bleed?
Oh, you will."
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty badass
Yeah,
to
it
me.
is.
That was badass, dude.
I
Like,
hated that.
if that happened to me-
Oh,
If
that
that-
wasn't corny.
if that happened to me, I would have to change my
Actually-
pants a couple
I
times.
actually-
Oh yeah.
The first time they showed that, it was him in the armored suit, and I thought that was better than the one we got though.
The one that
if
we got
it started the fight
in the
with
movie.
that, I would have been like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah. What I liked about the movie was the darkness of the movie. I did like the dark parts of this movie. I thought it was a good change from the Marvel kind of comic booky kind of happy-go-lucky kind of.
Marvel's gonna get dark real fast.
I
Well, kind
hope
of
so.
Like they did with that version of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They, not the Peter Parker comic booky Tobey Maguire one, but the other one with what
Andy Garfield.
Andy
It was-
Garfield.
They'll never play
that
a
was a
movie
little
ever.
darker.
But that's what I liked about this movie. I like the darkness. It gets me more looking forward to the Suicide Squad, which I think is going to be a really dark movie. So that's what I liked about it. That I thought was good, and I think it was needed.
Still, no mention about Wonder Woman.
Well, you get
See,
to
that's
you get to tell the audience what you liked
I
about this
thought I
movie
already
right
did.
now.
What do you like?
What did you
Oh, I
like
thought-
about this
No,
movie?
you
Not
were just
loved.
commenting on.
Oh,
But
I was
something-
just talking over
Yeah,
you guys.
yeah.
Oh, did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
I apologize.
Keep it moving. Let's
Not
go.
really.
We got this. We got this.
Wonder
Liked.
Woman then.
All right, so
Then
you
I
like.
gotta bring her
I
in.
think
She's going
everybody
outside.
liked Woman. Oh, well, almost
She's
everybody liked.
badass. badass.
I think she's gonna be
She had
badass.
the best fight scene.
Oh
in the whole
my
movie.
God.
She had the
she's
best fight scene.
badass.
I like the fact that she took control and it was in the front of them when
Not
they were.
just took control. She smirked. She was like, "Come on,
Yeah.
I don't give two shits."
No,
Yeah,
I've gone against people who
Yeah.
can't
Fucking-
die and everything.
Doomsday's knocking Superman around.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm blocking my shield
Yeah.
and go 5
I'm
feet
right here.
back.
I'm right here, motherfucker. Come at me.
all right. So
I did like the interactions with her and Bruce Wayne
yes,
early on at Lex Luthor's
Mhm.
little
Yes.
party and whatnot.
Yeah.
When she stole the shit,
kind of.
and they were talking about it and all
I
that.
think she says one line to Superman in that whole movie, and then she's like super sad that he died.
Well, that's another thing too. And now that you mentioned,
Technicalities.
now that
Stop.
now that you mentioned it,
Stop.
that
Technicalities.
was one thing I didn't like about this movie either. That's why I didn't like Superman's death in this movie, because when somebody dies, you want to have feelings and you want this person to have friends. He didn't have any friends except for Lois Lane
And his
his
mom.
mom. That's all. Nobody really loved the guy. Like,
But he's
and
only been around for less than 2 years.
even the people in the city, they were kind of in the middle with him. Like, they didn't know if they liked him or
Dude,
they
but
hated
they were
him.
lynching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
I mean,
the whole
hearings of
time
him
frame
setting
thing I
him on
talked
fire.
about.
But
He's only been around for less than 2 years, and he.
but did they
bullshit
do it? But
in the
they
meantime?
but did they do it? But
Being good.
did they do it too soon? Like, did they kill off Superman too soon?
I've already said they rushed.
They rushed a lot of things.
stuff. They did.
Yeah.
But with that said, and with all of the critics, bad reviews and everything, I more than enjoyed it. I really thought it's the launching pad for Justice League.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is. And
All right.
will they
I-
straighten it out in the future?
I
I
hope.
hope so. They have to.
I hope.
I do think this movie will look better once Justice League comes out, because it'll be Man of
You'll
Steel,
go back.
Batman vs Superman, and then Justice League. It'll feel like one movie
Absolutely.
rather than parts that
Absolutely.
don't fit together.
I hope so. I hope they piece it back together pretty well, because I wanted to like this movie. I really did, and I made every effort.
Really excited.
I made
about it.
every effort to like this movie, and I stayed awake for the whole movie.
Because
I thought you fell asleep.
Yeah, he thought I fell asleep at one point. No,
Yeah,
and I didn't.
I looked
Okay.
over and I was like,
And I
I would
didn't.
have been
I
upset.
poked it.
I know, and I had this glasses on and everything. Like, I watched the whole movie.
I think you just made a noise, and I was like, oh,
Maybe,
he's snoring.
yeah, no,
I did the same thing.
Yeah, no,
It's like-
I tend to
like this.
I tend to fall asleep
He's got
in
a
movies.
pulse, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
you tend-
stayed awake for the whole thing. I didn't want to miss anything. I actually saw it again today. I saw it for the second time today. I went by myself and just really wanted to study this movie
Waterford.
and Waterford. And I really wanted to like this movie, and I just couldn't love it. Like, I just couldn't do it. But anyway, we're gonna move on to what we hated about this. Something that you absolutely totally hated about this movie. And I'm gonna mix this up a little bit, and I'm gonna go with Wayne. I'm gonna go with Wayne first on this one. What did you hate about this movie, if anything?
Well,
Except for the-
Martha thing. The thing I disliked the most was what you were saying, but opposite. They didn't have enough the witty banter, the comedy back and forth that you see in the Avengers. There's a lot of little
Yeah.
one-liners in the Avengers.
Absolutely.
I thought they could have had more. They did try. They tried when it was Bruce Wayne
Mhm.
and don't print that and this and that. I didn't think they had enough of that joking back and forth. Yes, Alfred, Bruce Wayne.
Laura
Batman.
Fishburne had a couple
I-
good,
yes, he
a
did.
couple good quips in
I
there.
thought the jokes were good, but I thought they had really bad timing.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
exactly.
very bad
Where-
timing.
The
If
one
they-
where he saves Martha, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with your son." She's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, 'cause of the cape." I was
Yeah.
like, "Batman
Yeah.
just killed someone
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
in front of
right.
you.
Yeah,
What are
he
you
just
doing?"
whacked him.
If they had kept the jokes for when they were Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
that section
I
of the
did
Yeah,
not
I want-
like-
they would
I
I
did
want to
not
see
like the
when I
jokes
see
at
Batman
all.
versus Superman,
The
or
timing
when
or
on
whatnot.
scene together. I want to see seriousness. I want to see, because the issue that they're having with why they're battling each other in the first place
'Cause they're
is a
set up.
serious issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I see these two on the screen together, I want to see them taking it serious and be like, you're killing a lot of people. No, you're killing. They're doing the same thing basically.
Well, first off, they're just killing bad people in this.
No, they're
movie.
killing innocent people too. I mean, they're taking down.
knocking down buildings.
Superman is taking down buildings and
That
stuff.
wasn't all his fault.
It wasn't all his fault, but somebody has to take responsibility for those deaths.
Yes.
So
And that
unfortunately,
that's the
Superman
thing
is trying to
around all
save
of them.
us, but at the same time, he is killing off innocent people.
Yeah.
And then you got reckless Batman driving around in his Batmobile just shooting machine guns all
he's
over
been
the
around
place.
for 20. He's the veteran. It's okay. He's
But-
from Gotham.
But he's just shooting randomly and knocking over cars. What if there's some little
But
poor
it-
little
that's
old
the
lady
same-
walking his dog down the
She's
street?
dead.
Every Batman does that.
Yeah,
Every Batman,
but that's what I'm saying though.
It's
Both of
every
these
movie Batman.
both of these guys
But
are
Marvel's
contradicting
no
each other.
different. They destroyed New York.
But
They
that's not.
destroyed
But that's not what
Sokovia.
Marvel's about.
Right.
What's
I'm
that?
talking about what this movie is about right now. This
This-
movie is about that issue.
Right.
About Marvel doesn't care. They don't care
They're
about
gonna
that
care
issue.
No, they're gonna care going into.
Well, they might in Civil War.
Civil
But
War.
that hasn't happened yet. We're talking about Batman versus Superman
Right.
and the issues they have right now.
The
and the
whole
issues
point-
is that they're killing too many innocent people.
How much
Does Superman
destruction
need to
is
be
too
on
much
Earth?
destruction?
That's the problem. So Superman have to be here because if Superman wasn't here, these other random alien villains probably
Superman
wouldn't be
been here forever. Okay,
But
that's
Bat-
just part of the life.
But
Superman
Batman is
here.
not the. I don't think Batman was the focus point of this movie. It was Superman that was the one that was getting questioned. I think
Okay.
Batman was more of a
They didn't care about Batman. In
no,
Gotham.
they didn't
They didn't.
because
He did
Gotham
what
was
he
so
did.
bad
Right.
because it was such a bad place that he was killing off the bad people. That the normal kind of just civilian people
Batman
he
and
was.
Superman always had conflict.
Yeah, they always did.
They always have had conflict. They had to work through that conflict. Maybe it ended in one of the corniest lines
Yeah.
ever.
Yes.
Okay, I will not deny it.
Mhm.
Corniest
Okay,
line in
but
comic
they
book
are
movie
building-
history.
They are building towards Justice League. Just like I don't think even little shirty girl here, the first Captain America, you thought that was good?
It
It was
was
fluff. It was filler.
B.
All right, so
Okay.
moving on, we're talking about Batman versus Superman
Yeah,
here.
But yes,
All right.
they're building.
Focus.
All right, let's rank the Marvel movies.
What BB-8 here said, or whatever his
Yeah,
name is.
DBA, yeah.
DBA, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what is his name?
Douglas
Doug.
Burns.
Oh, hi, Doug.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've only met like 4 times.
Yeah.
What he said, yes, when you go back and watch Justice League 1, 2, and Batman vs. Superman, yes, I think it's going to come together.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a much better movie. as
All
a
right, so
series.
moving on, I'm gonna let you guys know what I hated about this movie, and the thing that I hated
Don't say it.
the most about this movie, put the Cracker Jacks away. What I hated most about this movie was Superman's death. I don't think it was necessary for one, and if they did it, they should have killed him off and not give you that teaser at the end where the dirt levitates off the coffin, giving everybody a reassurance that, oh, Superman's okay.
Yeah.
You just went through 20 minutes of a funeral and being sad that Superman is finally dead. That he's dead. He sacrificed himself for nothing. Because now you know even though everybody knows he's gonna be back, they give you that I'm not a kid. It's PG-13 for one. It should have been rated R.
Why? There was no tits.
No, they could have. They could have made it rated
I
R.
would have seen Wonder Woman.
They have a rated R DVD version coming out. Yeah, so
Yes.
I think that was very. I thought that was a very bad ending to the movie because everybody's sad, and then next thing you know, I was sad for 20 minutes for nothing because I really did feel bad. I mean, Superman died. I mean, he
think-
saved a lot of lives, but at the same time, when the dirt rumbled and came up, I'm like, why the hell did I just sit through 25 minutes of a death
I
when
think they were trying
You
to
took
show
away the what if.
the sacrifice
they were trying to?
of Superman.
But if-
what
But
he
it
was
wasn't even
willing
a
to do.
sacrifice.
But if they didn't-
But
Because he-
no one knew
but
unless the comic book people and whatnot.
But I think
It's like
everybody
Superman-
knew. I think everybody knows Superman is
Superman wasn't
coming
gonna-
back.
Right.
Right.
He's
so why were
coming
you
back,
upset then?
but why
So you
kill
don't
him?
need to show it though.
But why kill him if you're
Sacrifice.
just gonna tell everybody he's not
Because he
dead?
doesn't know.
And if
Superman doesn't know what he can and can't take.
all right,
At the
so
end of
they
every
they
goddamn
they
day.
gave clues before that he was still alive. Why drill it in
Right,
your head?
'cause
Why the ring? The
nuclear
ring.
bomb out in,
The-
out in space.
Yeah, well, the
Yeah,
ring.
beat the
The
shit
ring
out
was
of
the first clue for me
Yes.
Yeah.
that he was coming back. He was telling Lois Lane, why not just let Lois Lane know? I'm coming back. Whatever. Why have to drill it in your head that Superman's not dead? Why do you? Are DC fans that
Gullible?
gullible?
Hey,
I'm just
right here.
I'm just asking because for me it would have been a lot better if I thought Superman was dead and he
Yes.
wasn't coming back in the next movie. He's coming back in the next movie, guaranteed. He's coming back in Justice League now. So
But
why sit through 25 minutes of that fluff?
that levitating
That's
gun
all it was.
takes away the what if of like, oh my
No,
god,
it's
what
not.
if they really
Well,
did?
no,
kill
everybody
him?
knows
ki-
he's
it's
coming
kinda
back.
Like they're gonna kill the Hulk. They can't kill the Hulk. They can't kill Superman.
Well, everybody knows he's coming back. I just don't understand why you have to drill it in people's head that he's
Yeah.
coming back.
I thought maybe just to show the sacrifice and
Leave a
whatnot.
little suspense.
It's not.
Everybody
like,
knows what he sacrificed.
I know,
Everybody
but
knows.
I
It's
think
just
that's the only reason why they went that far.
it was a
with
very
They went that far with it.
big letdown for me. Imagine the talk after that movie with people debating on if he's dead or not. There's no debate now.
No, it's not.
He's coming
should've
back.
been-
There would never be a debate in my mind
Yeah, but-
about Superman.
But
though.
you were a DC fan.
But
You were a
I'm just
DC
saying. I'm just saying
Yeah.
in general. Like there
to
will be
make a
debates on
good
if he's
movie.
coming back for the next movie or not. You pretty much know he's coming back for the next movie now, even if it's for a small role. He's coming back because Zack Snyder, his vision of why he wanted to kill Superman was he wants Batman to form the Justice League.
He wants
Batman to be
yeah.
the one to go out. He doesn't want
Absolutely.
Superman to be the guy where, oh, Superman's part of it, I want to be part of it too. He wants Batman to have to work for the Justice League. So that's why he killed him off, which I kind of understand.
But that's not what Justice League ever was about. They were always together. Batman and Superman were always together.
Well, then why did they have to kill him off?
Well, I'm not saying it was.
I mean,
the best ending
he
the
dies in
world.
the comics,
I'm not saying
and comes back.
I know.
and but that's just going back to the topic that we were on earlier. They tried to shove too much in
Yes.
to one movie.
It almost
Instead
felt
of
like it could've
taking-
been 3 movies.
Instead of taking 4 different comic series and smashing them all together, I personally think they could have got away with just one storyline:
They could've.
Batman versus Superman. Left Doomsday out.
Yep.
Just had Lex Luthor as the villain. Bring
Wonder
back
Woman
Doomsday
out.
later on, and we got a good movie. But they just crammed way too much
Well,
into this
like
movie,
I said, they're playing catch up.
and that's just what that's all my hate
But
for this movie.
Between all of us here, like, dislike, love, whatever, we still haven't focused enough on Wonder Woman was one badass.
And we went over that already.
No,
Yeah, no.
during
No.
that fight scene. No, you guys go and say the fight scene was lame.
No, we said it was
She
good.
was the best part. Between her lasso, her attitude.
What did she
Hey,
do?
I just want to
She-
let you guys know Wayne loved Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, Baldy, baby.
Her
Jesus.
main purpose was to stand there with the lasso
Mm.
and hold him into place.
She had the shield and sword too, though. She was
Okay,
whacking
so,
away at
so
it.
it was clink, clink. Oh, I cut your leg off and I cut your arm off.
That's good enough
and
for
it grows
me.
the spike.
Oh my God,
What?
you might not be gay, but I guarantee you love that girl too.
No, worst
No,
cast
she
ever.
doesn't. She hates it.
Oh my, she
We already got into this
never-
We
argument.
got the new commie here.
Huh?
She should have
I
never
thought you were
been
a
cast as
communist.
Wonder
She's a
Woman.
communist.
All right,
Oh my
so
God.
moving on, we're gonna go to Liz. Liz, what did you hate about this movie? Besides pretty much everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Just pick
Okay.
up one specific thing
Who
that you
invited
hated.
her?
We're gonna.
So,
what
I hated about this movie, Batman.
Okay, no, that's
In his entirety,
Mm.
Ben Affleck
Oh.
should have never, ever stepped foot into that Batman costume. Ever. And that was a
Then who?
horrible, horrible costume
Then who?
to begin with.
Whoa.
Yeah,
the costume.
I agree.
Oh,
The
I agree.
bootleg Iron Man Batman costume.
Yeah, there was a lot of people said that too.
You go back.
wait,
Are
that
you
costume?
talking
Yeah.
the bad
metal
one?
Yeah.
That's in comics that,
That
were
was-
written
Okay,
20
okay.
years ago. Whoa.
That was
That was
hideous.
already written in comics 20 years ago. That costume, yes, it looked like it was a bootleg Iron Man because
Yes.
you were born. You got out of high school
Okay.
3 years ago.
The
Okay.
original
You
comic-
just no.
the
Those
original
were.
Batman had fabric costumes.
Oh, I know that. I watched those too.
Okay,
But
so don't come
but
up with
no.
some bootleg Iron Man costume.
It was in
that
the
doesn't-
comics.
That doesn't even look good.
It was in the I didn't say it looked good, but it was already in the comics
But it's a
before you
horrible
saw the
costume.
Iron Man one.
All right, so we're not
Before
here to
Iron Man
argue
even
about
existed.
outfits and stuff.
But,
We just
alright,
want to know
so
what
my entire
Liz.
dislike was Ben Affleck as
That
Batman.
she did not like
I
Batman.
Did not. Well, I did.
She did not like Batfleck. What are they
Yeah.
calling him? Batfleck.
Batfleck.
Yeah,
I
Batfleck.
did not
That's good.
think
I like
he
that.
played the role appropriately.
Now,
I
did you-
think Michael
Then who
Keaton
else?
was a way better Batman.
All right, so
Ben Affleck did not have the suave. He didn't have the debonair. He did not have Batman to me.
So we're not
Freaking
gonna.
Beetlejuice did.
all right, so I'm gonna do this real. So we can clear this up a little bit. I'm gonna do this real quick.
Okay.
If you don't think Ben Affleck was the right choice, who do you think is the right choice?
Michael Keaton, hands down.
No, you can't play him now. But I'm saying currently,
He's like
right
80.
now, what guy is available that would play him better, in your opinion, than Ben Affleck?
I couldn't.
don't know.
So like
name
Gerard
right
Butler?
now.
I mean,
No, I would need.
I mean, you got to
someone-
pick somebody that has a
someone's got
build to
some
him.
swag to him.
I mean,
At that time in that Batman storyline, he's well into his 40s. He's beat to hell. I thought he'd play when he was first announced as being Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did this at the first podcast, and I think Shane was the same way. He was like, but once
I think everybody was the same
yeah,
way.
but once you got into it, and then once you saw what the storyline was, okay, he's been fighting crime. He's already lost Robin. Robin got whacked by the Joker. Okay, he's got 18 to going on 20 years of not being in the headlines, nothing, big bad bat and whatnot. He played a kind of broken down Batman very, very well.
So you're in on Ben Affleck playing Batman
After
from
I
this
saw
point,
it,
from this point on until probably a
absolutely.
couple movies.
Absolutely.
How about you?
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
You're out, obviously. I'm willing to give him another chance at playing Batman, but I did love him as Bruce Wayne, so I wanted to see him come back as Bruce Wayne. So obviously, if he's coming back for Bruce Wayne,
You do-
he's got to come back for Batman,
But you got to realize Bruce Wayne's going to play less and less a role as Justice
and that's
League moves on.
fine.
You got to know that.
I'm just
gonna
hoping.
say it.
What I didn't like about him as Batman was his voice. I thought it was way off. I thought it was a little corny. I keep on going back to corny. I thought it was a little corny, a little too deep. I thought
He tried hard.
he was real
Tried
deep.
hard.
They went real deep with this one.
I think he delivered his lines poorly too. As an
the
actor,
few lines that he did have,
Right,
because
as an
Batman
actor,
didn't talk that much. So
he delivered them
Yeah.
poorly.
Yeah, he
No,
didn't have
his
to.
shit line was pretty fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I just don't think Ben
All right, so
Affleck
Wayne-
should be in a comic book movie.
All right, Doug. So what did you hate about this movie?
I thought the introductions to the other heroes was really bad. I know this is just kind of hitting on the point that they need to play catch up, but just clicking on those videos to see them. Plus, the Flash looked terrible.
Yeah.
I hated the way the Flash looked, but
It was It was Flash, Aquaman,
Cyborg
And
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 Aquaman.
Cyborg. Yeah.
Aquaman's part was cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
that was
like
the
that.
best part.
Mhm.
The Cyborg one made no sense to anyone that's never read a comic book.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I wouldn't
made
even
no,
know.
you're right.
sense.
You're right.
The only
that
place
would.
I
That
don't.
box thing, that's a mother box, which that makes no sense to
No,
anyone that's
yeah.
never read a DC
No,
comic. so-
I read about that earlier today, and I still don't understand
Yeah,
the whole thing.
it-
So yeah, you just basically hated the Flash scenes.
I
that they
felt like it was just put in there to put it in there because
Yeah.
you needed to.
because it kind of introduced you to the
Yeah.
Justice League.
If it had been more subtle, like if they, because he clicks on the Wonder Woman picture, if she had just clicked on one of the videos instead of just watching them repeatedly, I feel like it would have been better.
Yeah.
If
exactly.
like Batman had gone back and was like, oh yeah, that lightning, what is this lightning bolt thing? Oh yeah, that's the same guy that talked to me.
I think they're trying to avoid going in with Justice League and trying to do the intros of
Yeah,
the new ones.
Mhm.
And like, okay, we summed it up there. Not very well necessarily,
yeah.
by no means.
I know.
Okay, now we don't have to go back and say their history.
Yeah,
how they became.
I felt like they had to do that with Cyborg at least because they had to, because his origin's weird, so they had to just kind of get it out of the way before Justice League.
Yeah. All right. So we've given our good, our bad, and our uglies. So
Very ugly.
right now, I am going to give everybody 1 minute to give your final review of this movie. You're going to get exactly 1 minute. I'm going to time it. You get no more, no less. Just let it go. I'm going to let Wayne go first. Collect your thoughts real quick. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to collect those thoughts in your head. I know you got all kinds of them. So I'm going to hit the start button. Once you hit start, once you hear that ding, you're done. Go.
Okay, it wasn't a 10. All right, and I'll say it, even though I wanted to see the movie so much and I loved it so much, it was not a 10 because there was a lot of mishmash. Now, if you allow the Justice League, the DC Comics story to continue on and follow it through into Justice League, Wonder Woman, maybe even Aquaman, okay? Green Lantern's coming in from what I understand. I truly believe those who don't know anything about DC Comics will enjoy the storyline just as much as the Marvel fans, okay?
Mhm.
And that's what I wanted to see is a launching point, okay? A building block for Justice League. And I think no matter what the critics say, no matter what some people here say, okay, I still think we have that. Yes, it's not a perfect movie by no means, but I think they did enough to continue on to get you involved and make you want to see the ones in the future. So I don't know how much time I got left.
You're
but-
good.
That was perfect.
On
Okay.
point.
All right, so next we're gonna go to Liz, and Liz is gonna give her 1 minute on her thoughts about this movie.
All right, so I really was actually very, very excited to go see this movie. I love superhero movies. I love comic book movies. I am a 12-year-old boy in disguise. I love them. I was really, really disappointed in this movie, though. I had such high expectations for fight scenes and amazing just moments and amazing tension and suspense, and I got, like, blah oatmeal movie, and I was not thoroughly impressed. I think they tried to cram way too much into one movie. I think if you had cut out a couple characters and just kept it straight action, dark between Batman, Superman, Lex Luthor, you would have had a stunner of a movie, but you crammed way too much stuff into it. I would not go see it in a theater again. I would buy it on DVD, though.
There you go.
Oh,
What is your official score for it?
4.5.
4.5. What is yours?
I'd say 8.
8.
Yeah.
8. 4.5. Doug, you got 1 minute to let us know what you thought about the movie.
I liked the movie a lot. It wasn't perfect by any means, as everyone's been saying, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was bad by any means. I would go see it a billion more times. It was fun. It was dark. The only real complaint I had with the entire movie was that it had all good parts that just didn't work together. Like, I didn't think a single scene was bad, but when you put all the scenes in order, it just looked bad together. So, if I was going to score this movie, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I liked it, but it wasn't... my mind wasn't blown by it. Like, it wasn't... Most Marvel movies are really good, and this one was just DC's trying to catch up, and they had a little hiccup. So,
All right. So you said you gave it a 7?
yeah, 7.
7. All right, so we got 7, 4.5, and 8. I can't say I was very disappointed with this movie, but I can't say that I really loved it. I mean, I wanted to, but I just couldn't. I saw it twice. I loved the IMAX. The difference between the IMAX and the regular theater really wasn't that much for me. It didn't seem like they utilized the IMAX to the full capacity of what it could have. I didn't like a lot of the side stories that they had. I didn't like Liz said, I think too much was crammed into one movie. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the middle, and I didn't like the beginning. I liked the parts in between those, which is kind of weird to say, but the movie's 2 hours and 38 minutes. It could have been cut down to about 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I thought it could have been a better movie if they would have done that. I gave the movie a 5 out of 10, and I thought I was going to raise it up a little bit after watching it a second time, and the second time, I didn't get much more out of it, so I'm going to leave it right at a 5 out of 10. Earlier, I'd asked for a couple questions from people. I had a couple people send in questions, so I'm going to read the questions out, and then we're going to answer the questions very short. This one comes from a kid named Jason Ouijibi, and he's from Canoja Park, California. He's a regular contributor to our podcast and to our Facebook page and stuff. He actually wrote a couple of sentences about how he thought about the movie, and then he stated a question at the end. He said, "Hello, guys. I hope you're doing well. Before I get into my question, I just want to give you my thoughts on it. The first hour was good, almost great. But after that one hearing that pushes us into what I assume was a second or third act, that mess we saw hints at during the first hour just overtook the whole movie. I found it incredibly disappointing, and I don't plan on seeing it again in the theaters. I thought really hard about it because I know the movie wasn't as bad as everyone was saying it was, and it still proved to be entertaining. But taking my overall thoughts into account, this movie is just like a hangover. You won't remember it the next day, but it will still give you a headache. Okay, my question. Although Lex Luthor was incredibly annoying, in my opinion at least, do you think it actually aided him in being the most interesting character in the whole movie?"
No, because
I mean, I think we kind of disagree with him in the first place because
Yeah.
I don't find him annoying.
I didn't like him as insane as they played him as. You know, him forgetting what he was saying and being.
Mhm.
He was never like that. He was very calculating. He was very brilliant. He was and a bad person,
Mhm.
but not unhinged. Like it kind of had him a few times.
But he went on to say this too. Don't get me wrong, Batman and Wonder Woman were awesome, but Lex, ironically, is the character I remember the most. That's all. See you on the flip side. So basically, he's saying out of all the characters in the movie, Lex Luthor, he didn't like. It seems like he didn't like him.
He didn't like
But it was the one character that he remembers the most, which is kind of weird because you kind of remember the characters that you like the most.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's just something that stuck in his head that he really hated that much that it's just sticking in his head that they kind of messed up on Lex Luthor. I don't agree with him. I thought he was very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think everybody here agrees with you.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
So I mean, I don't think we can really answer that question because.
Absolutely, I can.
Yeah, I
all
can
right.
answer this.
Yeah, I didn't think he was annoying, but for me personally, he was absolutely the most memorable character of the entire movie. He was so just captivating in his performance and his role. And he was the one that, when I go back and think of, oh, hey, this is what happened in the movie, those are always the scenes that I go to. Because he played such a twisted genius that it just kind of grabbed you and shook you and said, hey, remember me. Whereas Batman and Superman were just kind of like, yeah, we're superheroes.
Yeah.
See, when you talk like that, I think of the first Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as Joker. And by far, Jack Nicholson and the Joker character outplayed everything in that movie.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Now, Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, I thought he was good, but I didn't think he outshined anybody.
See, we didn't really get on.
And no one's even talked about Superman.
I was just about to say
No,
that, and
that's Superman.
I've never seen any of the Superman movies.
You didn't see Man of Steel?
I didn't see Man of Steel, but I liked him
I
as
liked him.
Superman.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
enjoyed him, but he's not.
Memorable.
Going back to this, he's not memorable enough for me because in this movie, they didn't give you enough to like him enough to the point where you feel like at the end when he died, I didn't feel bad that he died. I wanted to feel bad that he died, but I didn't because they didn't give him a character. Like they just had him there with Batman.
Superman
That's what they could have done better.
Been known as the Boy Scout. If you want to look
But we
for
don't know
an
that.
overwhelming
If you're a Boy Scout,
character,
but
you're an overwhelming character like Jesse Eisenberg or Lex Luthor he had all the lines. Superman never had the lines.
But
He
they
never
could
had
have gave him more of a character. They could have
Right.
gave him a little bit more for the new fans.
That's the darkest Superman I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That is the dark. So basically, you're not going to get any darker than what we just saw. That is the darkest
And I-
Superman
and-
I've ever
dark,
seen.
He just
And
needs to be dynamic.
and I
He's
understand
not
it's
dynamic
it's
at
it's a
all.
confused.
Yeah, I know
He's a confused Superman. Like
He's a
he
Boy
is.
Scout.
He's in a bad state right now where
Right.
he doesn't know if he's doing good for Earth
I know.
or if he's just doing bad. I
They
know,
should
and I
have played
understand that.
up
They
more.
could have played that off more. They could have. That's why that just goes back to they crammed way too much in this movie. They could have expanded a lot more on his personality, his character,
His internal struggle.
and made us feel bad when he died. That's the biggest thing I didn't get out of this movie. I didn't feel bad when he died. I was just like, Superman died. Who cares?
I couldn't feel bad because I knew he wasn't going to be dead.
That's because this movie was
But
three separate
Ba-
movies.
back
Yeah.
It was
to back,
Batman, Superman, and Lex Luthor.
right.
Yeah.
But back to the guy who wrote in. Lex Luthor is not the character I think about when I saw the movie. Like overwhelmingly,
Mhm.
it's like yes, he did a
He
great
did
We
good.
job.
know it's Wonder Woman.
we all know it's Wonder
Batman.
Woman.
It's Batman, it's Superman, it's the Justice League. And if you want to go back to, it had to be just Batman versus Superman. When the Justice League was formed, it took all of them, the ones that are coming in the next movie, together at once. They kind of tried to simplify it, and maybe it
Yeah.
didn't work as well as they wanted. But when the Justice League was formed, it was all together, not just two or three. They all stumbled into each other at one time, and then went on from there. I think they tried to simplify it with Batman, Superman, throw Wonder Woman in at the end, and go with that.
Mhm.
But it's not like Avengers.
Hmm.
It's
All right.
not.
Thank you, Jason, for that question.
Yeah, thanks. Sean.
Thank you for your thoughts about the
Don't
movie
listen
too.
to her.
All right, so we're gonna go on to the next question here, and it's from somebody that we all know and we love, of course. It's Shane Moore from the Cinebros, from Clinton, Connecticut, way out in the boondocks. There, he had a question, and I think it's gonna be more for Doug and Wayne. But his question was: do you think Zack Snyder should be the director for the future Justice League films, or do you think he should just step away? Doug, go first.
I think he should step away.
Step away.
My thing with Zack Snyder is I don't think he's a great cinematographer
Mhm.
and he does fight scenes very well.
Yep.
But he just can't get his actors to act. Like, that was my biggest problem. Like, Jesse Eisenberg speaking of that again, he gave it his all in all of his scenes, where Henry Cavill was he could have just walked in there in a Superman
He just
suit
ho-hummed
and
his whole
just
friggin'
said whatever.
he just kind of
So-
did it, you know. And
I think he should stay on as a producer or whatever. I think he's
Mhm,
still
yeah.
part of the universe, but I just don't think he should be the director, which he's going to be, so it doesn't matter.
They have to develop the storylines. They have
Mhm.
to bring out Superman. They have to bring out the new metas that are coming in. I know you slammed the fight scenes. I like the fight scenes.
Mhm.
They were kind of split up and whatnot,
Yeah.
but I did like the fight scenes. I kind of look at. I'm gonna compare it to J.J. Abrams in Star Wars. Okay, which was so much better. Don't even.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Not comparing.
Uncomparable, yeah.
Don't. But J.J. stepping away.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Zach, someone else filling in, maybe picking up where there were definitely discrepancies, problems with this movie,
Mhm.
even from a diehard fan.
Mhm.
Maybe if he steps aside, someone else new comes in, and picks up on those.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think.
I think there is a new Man of Steel coming out in a couple years, right? 2 years or whatever,
Well, it's
3 years or
far
whatever.
away,
I think
yeah.
maybe he should come back and do that,
Yeah.
but let Justice League be run by somebody else.
Yeah.
Let somebody else take over. Maybe we might get a little darker movie then at that point,
A
which I
smoother
would
movie.
like, and maybe a smoother movie,
Smoother.
not a clanky one like this one was. It was very clanky, but I would say step aside and let somebody else come in.
Yeah.
Maybe these new directors are coming in and they're killing it. Like, these new guys are coming in and they need to prove themselves to the world,
Yep.
and they put their heart and soul into these. I think some of these guys just kind of come in and just, it's gonna do well. I don't have to do a good job. It's gonna do well anyway, regardless of what I do. So.
Yeah.
I
He
think
almost
he
went into it with,
tried. I
oh,
think he
Batman
knew
almost-
the
he
hill
might-
he had to
It's gonna be great.
climb.
But I think this
But-
movie. I think this movie also, for him, it's taking a lot away from him because he has to answer all these questions now. He has been nothing but drilled after this movie about why did he do this, why did he do this, why did you do that, and he's going to be exhausted from this movie.
Yes.
So let somebody fresh come in. Maybe he comes back for Man of Steel 2 and continues on with his Man of Steel. He did the first Man of Steel, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so continues on with what he started. Do Man of Steel 2, and then go from there. I mean, Justice League 2 comes out. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I think he's just stepped to the side. I don't know if you have an opinion about it or not.
I absolutely think that.
You just don't think he did a good job on this
No,
movie?
it almost felt like he just had all of these cool ideas and just threw them into a movie and didn't think about how each scene was going to play into the next scene.
It's almost like he just put it together and didn't watch it after and just
Yeah.
he just, hey, yeah, don't worry, it'll be good.
Yeah, an hour and a half hour of that.
I think a lot was put on his plate, though. I don't even
Just-
think this
he
was.
filmed
Yeah,
a
I
bunch
I
of
No, it might
think he
not-
was told he
scenes.
had to do so much.
Yeah, it might have not have been
And
his
he had
fault,
to-
and
yeah,
he had to do what he
you
had
know,
to do
right.
to
You know, you got
to appease to the upper
the gods.
Right.
the
Yeah,
upper
Warner
gods.
Brothers.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
upper gods of Hollywood,
Yeah.
by the way.
Exactly.
So Shane does have one more question, and this is going to be a quick one. Pretty much just a one word answer. So obviously, all movies drop off in the second weekend. Everybody knows that. He wants to know, what do you think with an over under at 65% drop? And to give you an example, this made $166 million
Yes.
domestically.
Yes.
Deadpool made $155 million.
Mhm.
And the second week it dropped off 57%. Avengers Age of Ultron dropped off 59% in its second week. And both of those movies, Deadpool got really good reviews, and Age of Ultron got decent reviews. It was kind of in the middle, kind of more on the upper part of
Definitely
the middle.
doing better than that.
So definitely doing a lot better than Batman. I'm gonna say it's gonna be. I think 65 is a really good number. But I will still go the under because I think it's gonna be right around 62 to 63% drop. I don't think it's gonna drop 60 because the new Divergent movie this came out. Allegiance or whatever it was called. Yeah. Detergent, Surgeon, whatever it's called.
Detergent. Tide.
I want to say that dropped 67%.
After it didn't make any money in the first weekend.
Right.
I'm going to go the under on this just because I don't think it's going to drop off 65. I think people are still interested in seeing the movie. And I think the thing is everybody's going to want to see this movie because everybody's saying it's so bad that they want to witness it for themselves.
Yep.
So, Wayne, do you think 65%?
Under.
Under.
I'll have to say around 59, like Ultron, like you said. Probably not the staying power as Deadpool.
Yeah.
No one knew Deadpool, okay, but they heard about it. Everyone knows Justice League, but, they heard the bad reviews. So maybe they held... I don't think it's going to be 65. I think around 59%.
Liz?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to drop 65%. I'd probably
that's a
go...
huge drop.
Yeah. I'd probably go with... Probably 60. And, I mean, you have to take into consideration, too, what is opening this weekend.
Nothing.
Nothing big.
Yeah, so what else do people have to go and watch?
And this is kind of a movie where you kind of can take your kids to, too. I mean, it's not like one of those movies where you can't take your kid to.
Right.
So
the people I saw, I swear to God, the parents wanted to be there more than kids because the kids didn't know the storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Mom and Dad down there, and the other kids are like, why are we here?
Yeah.
I went today again, and I had a little girl behind me, and she must have been maybe 6 or 7, and she was so cute because, like, when Batman first came on, she's like, oh, that's Batman! She's like yelling and everything. I'm like, all right, that didn't bother me. Like, I don't like going to the movies with kids, but that didn't bother me because I was just like kind of giggling a little bit, like laughing a little bit with her or whatever. But how about you, Doug?
Under. There's 65 is way too much in my opinion.
I think it's gonna be close. I think
it's gonna be close, but 65 or higher is just like that's a ridiculous drop off, especially because I think word of mouth is going to help this movie.
Yeah.
Even bad press is still good press.
It's press.
Exactly,
yes.
yeah. So, yeah, I think it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to reach the 65 part. I would go 62 as, if I had to make a bet and I had to put a line out there, I would say 61. The 62 would be a good spot to put it, where you would have to think about it if it was going to go to 63 or 62% or whatever. But I don't think it's gonna go down that far. But I want to thank Shane for the questions. I know he wanted to be part of this group. He just can't make it here, so I appreciate the question, even though...
Shout out to Shane.
Thanks, Shane.
2 thumbs up,
he did finish the text message by saying, give everybody a hug and a kiss from him, which I'm not going to do.
I'm not kissing you, Shane.
But Liz blows kisses to you. So I just want to...
So vital.
I want to thank my guests for being here with me, coming to my house, sitting on my couch, and being in my wonderful studio that I'm at right now. I want to thank Doug. I want to thank Elizabeth, and I want to thank Wayne, old school Wayne over there. He's always a good guest on the shows. As always, you can find Liz on my shows. Breaking for Movies with Chadwick. Doug's been on a couple episodes of those. I will be having Wayne on a couple of episodes. Those are slowly coming out, kind of wheeling out there. I'm working on a couple things with it. But you can find me on YouTube at the Movie House Maniacs. You can also go over to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and find me at thecinebros.com on all of them. I don't think .com on Twitter and all that, but I think it's Facebook, thecinebros.com, and then on Twitter and Instagram, it's just the Cinebros. TheCinebros.
Check them out. They're amazing.
I can spell. But I want to thank you guys for watching this, and let us know what you thought about the movie in the comments below. It should be right around here somewhere. And as always, go on YouTube and follow us on YouTube and watch our other videos. Shane does really good reviews. We do a Cinetalk show where we talk about movies coming out, and there's also a shorter version of that show that comes out every week where him and Brian talk about Cinebriefs. Not briefs like in underwear, you guys.
I'm Commando. Don't have to worry about that shit. My shit's Commando.
But from all of us, we want to thank you guys. Enjoy yourself. Go see Batman vs. Superman.
Go see Batman vs. Superman. Go see Captain America and go see Suicide Squad.
Go see them all. Hey, we'll see you guys later on.
If you watch the show on YouTube, please click that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.